Hello and welcome all students. I am Dr. Rachna Aggarwal. I am Assistant Professor in School of Vocational Education and Training, and my background is Environmental Sciences, and I am a keen enthusiast of sustainability and sustainable environment. And I think we all are, that is why we all are here today. And today's session is on moving towards green technology, and it is a part of your course on sustainability science. So let us begin today. I will start with the learning objectives first. Why are we studying sustainability science, or why are we studying environmental green technologies? Let us see one by one. In this particular session, we will be identifying how technology is both a boon and a bane, which is a necessary evil also. We will be trying to analyze the salient features of technology and to understand how different components of technology need a different level of treatment. We will also be studying and directing our knowledge and actions towards attaining sustainability. So, to begin with, let us see what is technology. By definition, technology is a technique, an art, or a concept of performing different tasks through hardware, software, peopleware or the manpower, and management related techniques. Technological revolution has given solutions to many problems. It has helped in production of goods and services, and we all know how much of goods and services we use in our daily life. This is all industry dependent. It has also helped in eliminating distances by way of advancements in transportation. Technology has influenced socio-economic situation of the society in a huge way. It has helped in creating a global community. We all know we are all connected with either internet or our mobiles every day, every minute, every second. Technology has also helped in controlling diseases and promoting health and well-being. This is through advancements in medical technology. Technology has also boosted our agricultural produce. Besides the daily requirements, we now even are going for genetically modified fruits and vegetables, which are being made as per our choice of color and flavors. So this is nothing but advancement in agricultural produce. But it has also been the cause of many problems. What are these problems? It has unfortunately led to exploitation of people, and it has led to the destruction of cultures. Dehumanization of human beings is one of the negative causes of technology. Technology has also disturbed the delicate ecological balance. For example, we all know how rampantly the fertilizers and pesticides are being used every day, which has led to soil pollution, eutrophication, and biomagnification. Technology has threatened the whole life support system, and we today are witnessing epidemics and pandemics, which is nothing but an outbreak of very, very highly advanced technological systems. So, can we discard technology? No. We cannot discard technology. What we need to do here is we need to change our approach towards technology. How? We have to practice efficient and judicious resource utilization. We should aim towards protecting ecological integrity, and we should ensure social stability. We should also aim towards promoting cultural diversity. Together, we can say we should try to promote sustainability. Bacon in 1620 wrote that knowledge should not be sought for superiority over others or for profit or fame, but it should be sought for the benefit and use of all life forms. So, this is what we are going to study in sustainability science, and let us now see how we can innovate sustainable technology to help us achieve a sustainable environment for our living. So, what is sustainable technology? It is an integrated system of technology that ensures judicious use of resources. Which resources? Natural resources. It maximizes assistance of natural processes. It cares for the ecological integrity. It creates least disturbance in the environmental components. What are these environmental components? Air, water, soil, land. And it evenly distributes services and products in the society for human use. Sustainable technology should respect the ethical and cultural considerations of all life forms. Such technologies are further categorized as efficient technologies, environmental technologies, and eco-technologies or green technologies. Efficient technologies are efficient in processing of material or energy. For example, if we use a CFL lamp and LED lamps, then they will consume lesser energy than your regular lamps. So, you are doing a sustainable action towards environment protection. Environmental technologies include alternate technologies for the same product whose wastes have least pollution potential. For example, in our refrigerators, we use normally CFCs, that is the chlorofluorocarbons, as a compressed gas. But instead, if we can use HFCs, it will be less detrimental to the environment. We all know CFCs deplete the ozone layer, which indirectly and directly harms us agricultural produce by getting in more of UV radiations and has been a severe cause of skin cancers and allergies. So, by using alternate technologies or those products instead which have lesser or least pollution potential, then we are going in for environmental technologies to help preserve the environment. Also, another example is use of non-phosphate detergents, which protects our water bodies by not causing any eutrophication. These environmental technologies help in pollution control and treatment. The third kind of technology is eco-technology or green technologies. What are these? These green technologies are those which exert least pressure on the ecological systems, whose wastes are biodegradable and which use biological processes or forces for remediation or treatment of waste. For example, instead of using chemical pesticides, we can use biopesticides, and we can do waste remediation or reclamation using microbes which are natural and which are not harmful to our survival. Let us now see technology and society, how both are related. Both technology and society have a synergistic relationship. What is synergistic? It is when one influences the other and both benefit from each other. Now, effects of technology can be two ways, intended or unintended effects. Intended effects of technology are both positive and negative. They could be, but whether they are positive or negative, they can be predicted. So, intended effects are those which can be predicted before the technology comes into use. For example, if we are going to set up a leather industry, for example, then we know that it is going to give out pollutants which are in the form of liquid. And if we are going to put a power plant, we know that it is going to give out gases which would be harmful, pollutants which will be harmful to the atmosphere. So, here by way of knowing the type of industry, we know what pollutants or effects are going to come from it. So, these are called the intended effects. But some effects of technology are unintended or unanticipated. What are these? These are the effects which are unknown before the arrival of a new technology, and these are much more harmful. For example, pollution from industries is often intended, but the dynamics of pollutants may be unanticipated. For example, small pollutants from the industries over a period of time can accumulate, and they may bioaccumulate in our water resources like fishes. Like for example, you must have heard of methyl mercury poisoning. What has happened? In small quantities, this mercury was being released over a long period of time, and the fishes which were present in the water bodies were consuming this pollutant and accumulating in the fatty layers of their bodies. So what happened? When it went on bioaccumulating, and finally when it came on the table of a man who was eating a fish caught from the same water body which had bioaccumulated this methyl mercury to a very potentially hazardous content, it caused nervous breakdown to the extent that it was lethal. So, some of the effects of technology are unintended, which are even far more dangerous. Now, let us see how the technology has evolved over ages. We have witnessed three essential stages of evolution of technology. What are these? The first stage was when a simple tool was developed by an early man, like a spear, an arrow, a container, a pulley, a cart, a fulcrum, a wheel. So, invention of wheel was little advanced at that time, because the invention of wheel led to further lot of inventions. So, this was the first stage when simple tools were developed and they were used for simple technological means. The second stage of technological evolution, was when the dominance of machines came. For example, our cars, cycles, tractors, trains, computers, they come all under the second stage of technological evolution. And the final stage in which we are today is the automation stage of technology. For example, we have everything automatic. We have automatic vehicles, we have washing machines, we have timers, pacemakers which can prolong our life, and we have IoT enabled devices. So, in this final stage of technological advancement, which is automation, in which we all are living today, we have IoT enabled gadgets wherein from our office we can give a command through our mobiles to switch on our washing machines, to switch on our geysers, and by the time you reach home, half of your job is done. So, we are in the third stage of technology, which is automation. Let us now see what are the essential components of technology. There are essentially 4 components of technology. They are hardware, software, peopleware and managementware. Hardware, as the name suggests, deals with equipments or machineries. Software is dealing with the operating system or the methodology of the technology. Peopleware, where is manpower, where human beings' capability to handle the technology is taken into consideration. And fourth is the managementware, where human beings' capability to manage the technology comes into play. So, let us take one by one. Hardware and software together can be further classified into 4 categories. What are these? These are firstly low or village based technologies. These are the simple technologies that can be disseminated to the people through demonstration. Second is intermediate technology. These are the technologies which are incorporated by simple machines and simple softwares and are disseminated through users attending schools or undergoing some intensive training. So, low or village technology and intermediate technology is relatively easier to handle. Third category in hardware and software is of high technology. These technologies involve complex machines and softwares where the technical institutions provide training for their handling or for their operations. And fourth category is of advanced technology where complex hardware and softwares are to be dealt with. So, there are 4 categories of hardware and software. Now, next let us see what about the peopleware or the manpower part of technology. The manpower or the peopleware part has different levels depending upon the capability of people to operate the technology. For example, the first level is the benefit only. Here, people simply enjoy the benefits of technology which is operated by others. They need not know about the technology, okay, and they need not take part in the operational part of the technology, but they enjoy the benefit, they just use the technology. Second is the operate only. Here, people simply operate the technology and do not know about the technological details, but they have some primary education. And the third level of manpower or peopleware is where mechanic, which is a little advanced, who knows how to choose, operate and maintain a technology, uses the technology, and here a little bit advanced knowledge of higher educational knowledge is involved. These class or these level of people, they should be qualified in some technical education and they should be well versed in operational details of the technology. The fourth, which is the most advanced level of manpower, is of the engineers or scientists. They are the ones who can produce new technology. They replicate and they can adapt and modify a new technology. So, we have different levels of manpower or peopleware which are involved in operational and advanced technological, operational as well as providing details and handling and maintaining the technologies. The fourth important component of sustainable technology is the management ware. Now, the fourth management ware criteria, as we have discussed earlier, is about the managerial capabilities of the human beings or the manpower. The management ware criteria depends on the following three aspects. First is the scale of the technology. For example, whether it is a small scale technology or a large scale technology. And it depends on the availability of the resources and the demand of the product. For example, to understand the scale of technology, I am giving an example of a sugar mill or a biogas plant. We can say these can be at a smaller level as well as a sugar mill can be of a very high scale. So, these are the examples of scale of technology. Second aspect of management ware criteria is where the type of resource required is governed, and accordingly we have to have our managerial capabilities. For example, what type of raw material will be used in this technology, whether that raw material is of biological origin, natural material, or it is of a mineral origin. So, depending upon the type of raw material required, we would require different types of managerial capabilities. Also, we have to see whether the technology that we are going to develop requires extensive labor or is it dependent on the machines. If there is extensive labor involved, then definitely a more extensive managerial capability would be required to handle the labor force. However, if it is machine dependent, then a less intensive managerial capability would be required. Thirdly is place of implementation. So, you see, if we are putting up a new technology somewhere, then we have to know the availability of place. We have to know how we are going to transport the raw material, whether the technology is being based near to the existence of a raw material, or we have to involve a transport service to get the raw material from some place and then start producing our product, start manufacturing work to get the finished products available, or we have no transportation required. So, all these logistics, I would say, will have to be worked out, and this all depends on the managerial capacities of a individual, how he is going to handle the setup of technology development. So, besides implementation of a new technology, there are many other factors which govern their implementation. And what are these? Market forces, obviously we know the demands and supplies, they govern your technological produce. Then government intervention, whether the government is giving you subsidies and waiving off your taxes, depends. Then also your accordingly you will plan your technology development. Also political will, because it is very important, the state in which you are going to set up a new technological development plant, whether there is political will or not. Then also pollution control measures have to be taken into consideration. It should not be an eco-sensitive place where the harmful effects of technology are likely to harm the environment. So now we come to the various systems of technology. There are several kinds of technology which exist, and they all depend on essentially these particular things which I am going to mention. First of all is the raw material. What kind of raw material we are using, whether it is of natural origin, biological origin or a mineral origin. Then quantity of labor involved, whether it is a labor intensive or a mechanized one. Then the scale, whether it is a small scale or a large scale technology. Then the purpose, then integration, and also combination of various kinds of technology systems is required to have efficient and judicious utilization of resources. It requires equitable distribution of services, and it requires that the benefits of the technology should be evenly distributed in the society. So, lastly, we have that it should have least pressure on the natural resource base. It should not be that we are going on extracting our resource or the raw material. If we are doing mining, then we are going on extracting so much so that the entire landscape or the habitat of the people residing and the natural living beings residing gets disturbed. So these factors have to be taken into account. What is the ultimate goal? Ultimate goal is to have sustainable development, sustainable technology. For that, it is important to bear all these points in mind, that we should not overexploit our resources and we should not put too much of pressure on the resource base that it cannot reclaim itself. So, we have covered mostly all the aspects of technology, the evolutionary development of the technology, and also the various important criterias, the hardware, the software, the peopleware and the managementware, which are the backbone of any sustainable technology. So, thank you very much for listening.